Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be looking into the tragic events that unfolded yesterday at a Trump rally. Former President Trump, there was an attempted assassination on his life. Sadly, Corey Campertown, who was an ex-fire chief in the local area, he lost his life, and all he was a bystander. A rogue bullet hit him. There are two other gentlemen who are in hospital right at this minute. Both are in critical conditions, and we pray and affirm that they will be okay. And we send love and healing to anyone who was affected, and Mr. Campertown's family too. Um, absolutely horrific, absolutely terrible, unimaginable events just because they attended a rally. So, the perpetrator of this crime has been named. He has been named as Thomas Matthew Crooks. He's 20 years old and his birthday is the 20th of September. So he's right on the cusp, really between Virgo and Libra, but he lands on the Virgo side. He would have been 21 in September if he had lived. The Secret Service neutralized him, though. So there is that. So my question for the cards today is why? Why do this? Why does anyone do this? Now, I'm in the UK and we don't have guns, but it's not a gun issue, if you will. And let me just tell you for why. In 2016, there was a murder of an MP called Joe Cox. Yes, the gentleman had a gun, but he also had knives. Then we have the horrific recent murder of David Amos, who was killed by a radical Islamist, and he was attacked with knives, swords, that kind of bladed articles, I should say. And then recently in the UK, we've had a horrific story this week of a gentleman's family nearly being all wiped out by a lunatic with a crossbow. So it's not sometimes always the tools, it's the motivation behind it, because there are still guns out there in the UK, and it's yeah. So what I'm saying is I don't think necessarily it's always the tools. A crossbow could fire a single round, and there are some powerful crossbows that get up to 100 yards and further. Well, I know the shooter was 150 yards away from Mr. Trump. I do believe, like, with intentions, if somebody has the wrong intention, any weapon in their hand, they are going to try and use to effect. So I just want to say that on the outset, because I know a lot of people feel a lot of ways about guns, and I don't want to talk about guns specifically. I don't want to talk about pew pew specifically, but what I do want to talk about is the motivation behind Mr. Crooks' attempt on former President Trump's life. I am going to be using these deck of cards, and we're going to have a look and see about why he's done it. What has motivated this young man to take the lives of another, try to take an attempt at former president's life, and ultimately lead to his own demise. So why has he done it? We're going to ask the cards that. So without further ado, we're just going to let the cards speak, see what they want to say. As always, I'm showing you my shuffling. The Hermit in reverse. Why has he done it? He was a fool. He was out of balance. He's been led down a difficult path, a different path. Now, we know Mr. Crooks was a Virgo. He has had his mind meshed up. He is being taken down some dark alleys, and it's kind of almost as something where he's had his personality flipped over. Now, I'm not excusing what he's done. That's just what the card's saying. But the Hermit in reverse. Let's see what crossed over him. There's a grievance there. 6 of discs is in reverse. There's a grievance about status, money, what he felt like he should take, what he's felt like has been taken from him, and he's projecting that. There's a big grievance to do with finances, money, and how he sees himself or saw himself in the world. What's known about the situation? The Prince of Swords is in reverse. So he was on some kind of, he really thought he was on some kind of mission here. He was acting out of aggression with the Knight of Swords, the Prince of Swords in reverse there. It's the King of Swords, actually. The Prince of Swords in this deck is the King. The King of Swords in the Tarot. Trump is a Gemini, so that would resonate towards Trump. So he's just, this is just a sheer, don't get me wrong, it's pretty obvious. This is just a sheer aggression towards Trump. This is just beyond. And the 7 of Swords. All is not what it seems straight off the bat. There's a level of espionage as well here. There's a level of taking some, there's a lot of take in this reading so far. Taking something that isn't yours to take. No one's life is yours to take. Not in a civil society, not in civil discourse. He really believed that there's an element here that he has been fed some lines where he believes that he can take what he wants because he feels others have taken from him. He wants to take something back. That 7 of Swords in reverse. Is this an opportunity? 5 of Discs in reverse. He felt marginalized. He felt on the outsides of society. There's an energy here where he felt very sorry for himself. He felt very upset at his lot. He may be described as a bit of a loner because he's outside of society, but he kind of created that for himself by maybe some of his conduct. There's a definite issue with finances here, money, and how he sees wealth. Would be surprising if he was a little bit of a communist, to be honest. But let's have a look. Let's have a skim through the cards. Who else wants to come out now? There's the Knight of Swords. He really felt like he was on a mission. I knew the Knight of Swords would be in here somewhere. The King of Swords is in reverse. The Knight of Swords is in reverse as well. He's just going for Trump. He is just really going for Trump. The 6 of Swords is in reverse. His hatred for Trump, his aggression towards Trump is all he wanted. He wanted to wound him. He wanted to hurt him. He felt sorry for himself. We have got the 6 of Swords here. He was unable to move on from this energy that he felt, did Mr. Crooks. He couldn't get past some facts. he wanted to, with the Four of Wands, he wanted to unsettle what he saw at a party that he wasn't invited to. He wanted to cause carnage. It's just sheer, he's felt sorry for himself, he's gaslighted himself, and he's taken it out on somebody who, with that Knight of Swords and that Prince of Swords there, he's really coming for that. He's really coming for the security services. He's really coming for the Donald. He couldn't get past it. He couldn't move on from it. There's something going on there. He just couldn't get past this hatred that you see here with this entitlement that he felt. With that Hermit in reverse, he's putting projection onto other people for something that he sees like his own failings. He wanted to kill, he wanted to wound, he wanted to create damage. The Three of Swords, he wanted people to be upset. He wanted to make people hurt as much as how much as he was hurting. And the Three of Cups in reverse there, he wanted to, basically, he doesn't like, he was intolerant of other people's opinion. He's intolerant of other people's, I want to say, views. There's just, he doesn't feel seen. He doesn't feel respected. He didn't feel validated. And he feels like ostracized in a way. Ostracized is the right word, from society. That Seven of Swords is in reverse, though. He's taken an opportunity. That Seven of Swords in reverse makes me wonder if that opportunity was overlooked or was allowed to develop itself. He's really come from an act of aggression. He's come towards the King of Swords. He's tried to do everything to disrupt and get at the King of Swords. And he's come up against uniformed services, and that's what's taken him out. The Three of Cups is the outcome. I think that with the Three of Cups is the overall outcome, and it's in reverse. So that Three of Cups is going to be a little bit of an impact with how rallies are going to be done and how big meetings are done going forward. I feel like there's going to be a lot more security. That Seven of Swords is in reverse. Let me have a look into this. Is there somebody else here with him? Because there seems to be somebody else doing stuff with him with that Seven of Swords. I mean, it could have just been an opportunity. He's just taken it. And yeah, what's all that about? There's the Six of Swords, not moving on. Okay, we know that with the Six of Swords, he is can't get past it. He can't get past it. Two of Cups, again, he can't see himself in the mirror. He can't, there is a disturbance there. There's the Five of Pentacles being on the outside. Okay, this is just confirming everything for me. What is underneath? The Eight of Wands, quick moving destruction. Three of Swords, yeah, he felt very sorry for himself. There's the Four of Cups. He couldn't have been talked out of it. And the Six of Wands, and the Six of Cups, okay. The other person, Three of Pentacles, not working with each other. And the Ten of Swords, that's how he ended up stabbed in very much in the front. This guy has consumed media that is the fifth column here. This guy has consumed media, a lot of media, a lot of opinions. He felt very sorry for himself. He felt isolated. That will come out. But there is media here. Now, it could be far left media, probably far left media, who are just as vitriolic as some of the far right media. I mean, yeah, it's really got to his brain. It's really got into his head. And all of these like talking people and like talking points have really kind of like, it's almost like it's radicalized him in a way. Now, before I say anything else, I did predict that Trump would be seen to fall. He would be wearing a red hat and like a white kind of polo shirt. I noticed he had his buttons open, and I said I didn't see any blood on his shirt. When I did the prediction, now the predictions back from November the 23rd in 2023, I saw him fall. Sometimes when you see that, it was like I saw him like on a golf course. Sometimes when you see that, you only see like bits of him. He's wearing a red hat. He's wearing like his white shirt, but the buttons are open. So your brain kind of like fills in the rest of the space you were given so much. And then you kind of, oh, he must have been playing golf. But I did, because there was sunshine as well. So I think my brain just kind of went, added the golf course to it. But what I was actually seeing was what had happened. I also said that it would take a miracle for Donald Trump to get to the White House this time. And I do believe what you saw, the near miss of it, it was miraculous that it just clipped his ear, because it would take a really skilled shot from that distance to just clip somebody's ear. It's like, I have asked the other half who's ex-forces, and he was like, it's 1,000,000 to 1 chance that could be set up as a shot. It was far more likely that he would hit the bigger target from that distance. So there is that. So I feel like that was a small miracle for Trump. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it to you. I mean, it's miraculous that it was such a near miss. It really was. It really is. So I don't know. I know some people are not fans of Trump. I know some people are really big fans of Trump. But all I'm saying, from my perspective, from an energetic perspective, from a spiritual perspective, it's like a miracle. There's no other way you can say it. Because it was so close. So he's clearly still got stuff to do here, no matter what people throw at him. And I said they will throw chains and chains on him. With regards to Biden, I saw him slip and try and get back up. And he was on this blue carpet and he like slipped and slipped and slipped. And and people were trying to help him, but he just couldn't get back up. And I think that's what's happened to him after the debate night. He's trying to get back up. He's trying to get back up. But in the end, he can't get back up. So that could still play out. That's still ongoing. But this with Trump, I feel like there's going to be more against Trump with regards to this election cycle. There may be emboldened people now after that attempt. Like there may well be emboldened people. I haven't seen anything else, not unless there's something separate on a golf course. Then I would seriously suggest that Mr. Trump beefs up security around his golf courses. And also, from that prediction, I know he left the rally and he went to his New York State residence, I believe. I'm not sure if that's got a golf course on it. I don't know if that one is, but that would tie into kind of the prediction as well. So yeah, there is that. This dude was radicalized by media. This dude was hurt. The guy who did the shooting. he was disenfranchised. I would say that you're going to hear him something like being a bit of a loner, being a bit of a bully, being bullied, basically. And he's went deep into this kind of, and I know he's a registered Republican, but he donated to Biden. So I believe that there is more to this. And it'll be interesting into what media he has been consuming that's led to this opportunity. And I feel like it's only come about because somebody's missed something, either by accident or intentionally, with security, with the Seven of Swords in reverse. That's the only reason he's been able to even get a pot shot at former President Trump. The truth with this man, people are not going to want to hear it. With the Four of Cups in reverse, the truth about this man, people aren't going to be ready to hear it and dissect it. They're not going to want to hear it. A lot of people will want to hear it, but I feel like with the Four of Cups in reverse, you're going to get at least some pushback or resistance to it from the mainstream media. He wanted to inflict damage, he wanted to embarrass, and he wanted to cause carnage. And he seems to be, with the Six of Cups in reverse, there's some wounding in childhood there. There is some damage in childhood that he's definitely projecting onto other people. The Three of Pentacles in reverse, he wanted to break everything up so it didn't work anymore. He basically wanted to cause carnage and cause some issues for Republicans. And the Ten of Swords is in reverse. He had a very public end. He wasn't stabbed in the back, he was shot in the head. So there we go. That is what I have for you. It's not good when a horrible prediction comes true, and it's also not good when stuff like this happens to anybody from any walk of life. So my prayers are with you guys in America from all sides, and I hope you can kind of come to peace and have a calmness about this. It's a shocking thing to happen. Whether you believe it or not, everybody looks to the United States, especially in the Western world. You're kind of like, you are the unofficial managers of the Western world, if you will. So it's a lot of, yeah, and to have that to happen, it's just not good. And please don't get me wrong if I've clumsily said something wrong, or I'm trying to do this like in a kind of very neutral space. I would be doing this reading if President Biden had an attempted assassination. I'd be doing this reading if Keir Starmer had an attempted assassination. I would be doing this reading if Mr Albanese in Australia had one. Whatever. I would still be doing this reading. So please don't think I'm repping one kind over the other. But it's just very interesting to me that this prediction's come about, how this prediction's come about, and also what will happen and what the motivation of this shooter will be. So he very marginalized, very sorry for himself, very gaslit by basically media, consume a lot of negative media all the time. That would be interesting to see what comes out. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, if you've made it this far. Much love to you guys in America. We're all thinking of you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everyone. Bye.